the outcome of an election. Is that what you are saying?
Honorable Chair, that is exactly what it is. Not that what I'm saying. That is what it is. Everybody has a role. Every stakeholder has a role. And then when we all play our roles, the people who have to vote will then determine who becomes the leaders. Thank you.
Now, Inspector General of Police. Do you have a working relationship with Chief Bukri Nabuku?
Honorable Chair, I do not have a working relationship with him.
Inspector General of Police, if somebody alleged
and my brothers were given opportunity to come and speak, and they did speak and made indication that yes, they are involved in what was happening. Then all of a sudden, instead of them to focus on that matter, they came out with wild allegations. Honorable Chair, with wild allegations that touch my person, the police leadership that I lead, and the entirety of the police service. Without, until today that I'm being told that now they have some evidence, without a shred of evidence. Honorable Chair, at the time that they were making it, without a shred of evidence. And Honorable Chair, those wide allegations without a shred of evidence has brought a lot of pain to myself, my family across the country, and especially my wife and children. That you are so patriotic because you believe in what you call Pan-Ghanaianism, where you think that because of your multi-ethnic nature, everybody you see, as long as the person is a Ghanaian, is your brother or a sister, mother or father, uncle or auntie. Then the pain also to my command, my leaders, my team that we work together, that we all know, and the pain to the thousands of police people who are appreciating the strides that we are making in transforming the organization to be the best institution in the country and a reference point for the rest of the world.
For the 31 years that have been in the service,
we Inspector General of Police and Okoko PMU ad hoc committee manum rashabedwafie na ensem wo ekoko so police adwubeko ni mu a enema beto dwa se nipa bi ebopo se yera dampare betunu se so bonten hu koko ye be hono ye gina konwa esan se 2024 was so be a president Ghana hanum se ye si wasen north no emwa ema MPP fo ntimi break 8 no ad hoc committee no gusu ya approve na was say yera dampare ekoho no mo enran se wo koka ye kwan of fast handle ne ho se bia ebusa no ne anu ye ba ye no akwakoye different school of thought ebi mujiri say IGP no na or pretended to please the public send ye be hu no say oye the extreme man or ye adwuma ne ye was ye to so na oye but ebi so feel say we deserve the position no and the calmness nature no has always been the way he is here na say dampare send we pretend and as one pretending IGP ba ye no yenim said ye na bosuo no esi etie apai many abenefo mpanifo ye wosuo hu no na ebetwetwe san komoyi yera kwaku adujafi political analyst or be kamensa ewo fidue mu hanu mu say ye sanso ena Samuel Nanapia Owuso executive director at the Global Intelligence and Security Analyst Center wono so ewo fie ha Matthias Bonzo Ereko Boateng wono so governance and international relations experts and penifo me saying na atimu say nimdie na bobe eni ye bedi nkomahwe baby ade ni free ye ni akoduro any the future of nyema ekoso nyina abjafo makwaba I'm free ramatia so ona atembe me biaboko
na also
okay na ye call IGP tape wa ya share wasem no e bedi mu komo na mamema bonzo kojo susu akwaba kojo onte papa oni aji kwaku yeah oni IGP din komo ana
papa so ho ye de.
All right. Okay. Okay. Inti bonzo yanko na yebusu hwese emfidie no beke kan ho na
ne dika mamema wa hwefo nyina mache.
Okay.
Na minchia nia minua na na meshak.
Okay.
Ene ne mame ne ni musiafo mu nyina mo hwe ya no pawe. Ne dika yura dampare nsensem ya abetedwai. Anya na na shase.
Okay.
Say ni for trigger such dampare issues in abaye poladometry.
Okay.
And maybe akoye any analysis be what TV saw can say John Mahama it is possible say John Mahama ebeyi yura dampare as ne running mate no. And start
any start ban ho say
start say coach digging into his political life ne mabia na person. But you see truth be told,
but then some allegations are now for
political, whether it is allegation or whatever it is, it triggered something.
Okay.
It triggered a man force that is or more share name. According to any business when be or business be say be or say and also belong to this party, no. The opposition party would dig into his life to try to see say bring him down or do something to the person.
Okay.
But let me let me make this point clear. There is no way onipa of what a position bino will say so or a neutral when it comes to politics.
Okay.
You cannot. As a matter of fact, that party yes. Peter Ajete when he was the Speaker of Parliament. In those days, Senator or MPP, but when he came to Parliament, they asked me, said he can never be neutral. If you ask him to be fair, he can be fair, but you cannot ask him to be neutral. What I say, and it's playing. It's playing. I mean, the tape is still playing. Yewura Abangbagwe. Obiang say he's a non-NDC man. What I say, he's a Speaker of Parliament. Do maybe because of his fairness in sometimes NDC only feel say he's not doing the bidding of the NDC. What I say, but he can't be neutral, but he's being fair. Okay. What I say. So Dampare, whether he belongs to NDC or whether he belongs to MPP, is not a matter to be discussed. What I say, because on also when he views or Twaba, then cry one fan talk about Twabacco baby. Yeah. Now, at APA. If near Ababe Cinco, there's a first tip, there's a second tip, and same Bibri. Andra, Yera Dampare, Ebertna Hono. From the time it is a be invited, Ombrano, I was a little shocked. Because say, Ebeya and campaign for envy who beam. Send Ebeya, young to me, and fire and IGP, M2, MSC bedroom. And say NKC betutu but Andra may share the proceedings no. The chairman of the ad hoc committee made a statement. Okay, say first of all, no na idea one dream some my friend, but and some no corner, and some people ever found no. What I say, so they were obliged, and I said they were compelled to call him. His demeanor yesterday, I was a little surprised.
Okay.
And sincerely speaking, I am a PR person. What I say, I do governance, but I'm also a communication person. And I strongly think, sir, Andra Yewura Dampare was trying to win public sympathy.
Okay.
In same Biokokai, you know, I feel say. To say
out of contest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he tried to use words such as brother, my senior brother, my colleagues, and this. These are words you use in PR when you want to draw people to you. Do you understand? And you know,
but yeah, obvious said Dampare, that's always his lifestyle because obedi IGP no the police service was something I Ghana for Betiatum say Osi form and in for Kasa.
It is a PR rate. What I say? It is for nothing. Say be a coup for the Becca say oh did doctor. I could do doctor with bedroom.
So part of the lifestyle.
I'm telling me the cancer a PR in Nema and an hour.
Yes.
What I say to win public sympathy and I say oh tono I'm a public.
Okay.
What I say. And I have used it. For example, that Ben and Naku for the better I saw Kofu and also could do doctor and also what it is because he wanted public sympathy.
Okay.
What I say. Until remember be Kofu be yes animal way. In Sabia or Kekaye and Dra, I've told you, say, where's like brothers, sisters, this. It's all. But, baby, me who say, really public sympathy, looking for public sympathy. The time now, or Kasa, he changed his tone. Yeah. What I say, and I said, no, these are gimmicks. What I say, because
he said he's pained. And
Obama, D.H. Lawrence, a British poet, or Kasemi, in one of his poems, the poem is called Self-Pity. Or say, I have never seen a wild animal feel sorry for itself. I have never seen a wild animal feel sorry for itself. You are talking about the IGP of the state. This is the IGP of the state.
What do you want him to do?
And look at them. Also, he wanted to show power. Police for no mobile. Impaired for no mobile.
No, that is the standard arrangement. Police for
I understand. So but at that point, you do not exhibit your weakness. You don't do that.
That is a weakness you see.
Yes, you don't even show it.
For him to be saluted in public, respected, given all that.
What I say, no, but for you to go to the extent say, oh, I got to say, and I say, it is cause of pity.
The woman say on that side, no, he's exposing his weakness to.
What is weakness? The PR now person you see, and then one, and yeah. People are enlightened to so many things. Oh yeah, and yes, oh yeah, to say me yeah, for entities. But a lot of people read meanings into so many things.
Okay.
What I say, for me, I think say yes, what he did, the same Okan and Drano, calling his people brothers or sorry, church or more. I mean, they are PR. What I say, the coin has two sides. What I say, I mean, you want to bring unity, but also you want the people to see because obviously he knew say. Allegations against him now. The media is there, the media will capture it.
And it has been captured and
it's been captured and it's in the news. Look at this. This is it. What I say. In this one, at the back of your mind, you are saying, you see, that's PR. What I say. And he's been fought with it. I mean, he scored some marks there. What I say. But for me, that self-pity, we know, it is a no for me.
Okay. Matthias made us say, "Mami call political analyst. Like Matthias DC said, the IGP, it was unnecessary. Say, call for public sympathy and as a self-pity. Do you believe say or share that and critique that scenario? No, in others say, among for the other say because any normal." Say Ghana ni me cry me no tie what is my can ho asempa obenya sa abotre no a common nerves no I build that maturity no e dey stand before the committee no nti yentimi mo IGP abaso wo this picture na o display and run
junior medals na match ya senior brothers.
Okay.
I'm saying no meeting proceedings in kakra.
Okay.
Now I'm someone that on various platforms.
Okay.
I have advocated for the IGP and he's in my good books for so many reasons. The Aminiane and I strongly disagree with him because emotional intelligence, I would want to define emotional intelligence to him. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, use and manage your own emotions. In a positive way to one, relieve stress, 2, communicate effectively.
Okay.
3, empathize with others.
Okay.
To overcome challenges and diffuse conflicts.
Okay. Nti sanya man na ya wabobo sui say obeti calm and nerves na
that is what
communicating
the IGP,
well. And the IGP communicated
that is what he displayed over there. He displayed the highest level of emotional intelligence. The tension at that committee required that level of intelligence. Say, in any case, a country like Ghana, with all that we are going through, is this the kind of things that we want the IGP to go and abuse his authority? Abuse his authority for what? Somebody have gone to make an allegation against him.
And so? For
me, I wouldn't have say COP George Alex Mensah and go back to the extent now because you are dealing with the police service which has structures. And if I take you to Article 201 of the 1992 Constitution, it talks about the establishment of the police council, which is purely political, very political. When you look at
how it's constituted,
the vice president of the land is the chairman of the council. The minister is responsible for internal affairs. The inspector general of police, the attorney general. These are political characters, and I have forming the police council. So we cannot take away politics out of the police. Okay. Even when we go further to look at Article 204, which talks about even at the regional level, the regional minister is the council for the
security.
You understand? Who is also an appointee of the president. So we cannot take politics out of it. But in this situation, what they should have done, COP Alex Mensah could have gone to the committee and said that, look, I don't want this whole public show. I want to resort to the internal disciplinary procedures for us to deal with this matter. It could have, in any case, what is the ordinary Ghanaian?
Say the committee of the
Nana, what is the ordinary Ghanaian going to benefit from what is happening?
And I'm going to say, it's not the committee what I want to say. The police council, the they do the level, say, also parliament, they didn't see for ad hoc committee.
They didn't act proactively. Because these are internal issues that has happened. As a police council, yes, you think, say, if the vice president, who happens to be the chairman of the police council, had called the two of them, sat them down, he said that, look, I'm not happy with what is going on. Whatever it is, let us handle it home. You think they would have disrespected the vice president and go out to do what they have done? In any case, we are talking about...
It means there were removed factors. Leading to ACA.
We are talking about the image.
The IGP could have not. The vice president could.
Well, and your internal issue. Okay. This is a national
so let him
security
finish. You
issue.
can put it down.
I'm coming. If it is a national security issue, if it is a national security issues, and as a country, we think the best way to handle our national security issues is to come and sit on TV
because it is seen
and
as
interrogate.
That
is internal.
Okay.
That is internal. Say cool Krum has say the two presidents are and external issues. Internal issues. This is an internal issue. Okay, issues are COP. Alex Mensah he's talking about how the IGP is managing the police affairs. Okay. How is that a national issue?
His lifestyle, his
very good,
his leadership
and
style.
He referred to the IGP as the worst IGP, and the IGP is managing the police service. And to me, I would have wished, say, these things should have been handled. The police council should have been able to handle it internally. Now, a drew level be a and what say other parties should come in for them to resolve it amicably because of its national security implications. And it is not good that we sit the whole IGP down, interrogating the IGP as though he's a commoner. It is not right for the image of the Ghana Police Service. And let me put it on record.
But there were certain things IGP says won't be fun to do. You have to do it in camera.
We have seen successive IGPs and their performance.
Okay. It will be our leadership.
And I am telling you on fact, we have not had an IGP whose interest is to install back the highest level of professionalism and discipline. And I am very content with the way and manner our police are being seen now. One, the image, the integrity of the police service, the credibility of the police service. For once, let us appreciate people who put our country first. And stop this kind of pulling everybody down. We have had successive IGPs. What are their track records? What have they done? What transformation? Police service. How did we see our police? They were corrupt everywhere. Our roads were corrupt everywhere. Police were on our roads, extorting money every day. This is an IGP who is making sure the right things are done. Why are we doing this to ourselves as people?
The allegations that are leveled against IGP and the style of leadership,
Nana,
different.
If COP Alex Mensah had come with evidence to say that these are evidence to prove, say, the current IGP is not doing the right things in the interest of the state and the Ghana Police Service, all of us would have looked at the face of the evidence and interrogate the IGP on it. You cannot just go sit down, throw allegations around, and expect me to sit here with my intelligence, not being able to de facto the evidence on the sheet for me to believe that the IGP is not doing the right thing.
Okay. But let me come to the issue of intelligence, since you are working on with intelligence and other things. Could you believe, say, police if one of India's cost to gather intelligence, so let's find a way. Has the police council failed their own duty? You
see, that issue we
okay.
And me who say first and foremost, police administration and kasa handle issue ni.
Okay.
I partly agree with my brother. Police administration and kasa handle issue ni. Secondly, there is a remote factor.
Yes.
Gentia, Sanyama we akobani say there's a remote factor.
Exactly.
And thirdly, I believe very well, sir, we should look beyond, say, me and son or Marco Casa, COP, Alex Mensah, Subtenant Alex, and then JB. Okay. We should look beyond them. Police and transformation agenda, no. I can tell you on authority, and you're done by.
Okay.
I have been a policeman before, for almost 13 years before I exited. And so I know how the structures and the internal mechanisms of the police, how it works. Okay. In fact, visibility and an initiative. IGP Alasan.
But why be?
Of course, successive government and IGPs will be IAB. You see, his style of leadership, knowing him from afar, and as my former boss, director of finance operations, he has almost held all the departmental heads at the police headquarters and regional commands as well. And the Dampare had a very impeccable record, a vast police
experience.
Exactly. Strong. And nobody can beat him to that. And Nura, now me expecting to say, ni composure na minimuno no, it will come to this place and nearby na. Very humble. Okay. I mean, when he is talking to the people,
to say he was not pretending.
Well, you see, the pointer occurred with the emotional aspect, and I didn't like it for the fact that he hold the office as Inspector General of Police, even police constable. Okay, you don't go to public and cry. In fact, he wept. Virtually.
Listen, was it necessary for
well, you sure he cried? I watched the whole proceedings. I can see
there's a movie called. You said when the voice changed and all of that, he was almost on the verge of tears. It was quite emotional. He's my boss. I respect him. Say I handle issue ni year from the onset.
So the council has failed.
Not necessarily the council. the issue leading to something which I will not preempt here, but I'm privy to.
Okay.
Because investigation the end of it is why it matters. It's not just for nothing, the whole national security minister, or also core committee name. It's not just for nothing. We are not toiling and joking with anything.
Okay.
It has a Dwabre Sanya who can say I didn't know whole IGP, your friend better in public, and which in my opinion I didn't like it. But Babia Druno, that is the measure we have to
and he has to
adapt. And there's help the investigation. There are certain fundamental issues here. Me feel say ono ankasa ma otimi handle from the beginning and ka yandu ba bia yedru.
Na ohuye, ebi busa say ohuye.
So ohunu a I may be tempted to say then I'm disappointed. Okay. Much as he is not a god, he's an inspector general of police who have all the intelligence cables at his disposal. Okay. And
yes, because if a leader is not performing now, sometimes
I am praying
back to say,
see,
who are the people around
him? Say, it will not be established. Say, Yura, George Akufu Dampare, doctor, and IGP, he caused the whole thing to leak, or he masterminded the recording. I am praying and hoping so.
Sorry, mobile, say. He has the original tape.
Very good.
I
am praying and hoping so. That thing should not be established. And I'll be happy if he doesn't.
He doesn't have any relation with.
Let me tell you, IGP, no police constable. Let me be very honest with you.
I hope he spoke under oath.
Oh, you don't worry.
No, I mean he spoke
under oath. But I have a challenge with some of the responses he gave. And yesterday I wrote a thesis on it that some of his responses were technically challenged. Coming from my background. So it's technically challenged. He's a perfect academician, and he could do what he did to appeal to the conscience and emotions of people to get him to his side. He's a philosopher. So he knows what he's doing. He's a psychologist as well. So he knows what he's doing. What he did yesterday, we call it the speech arts.
And it's normal.
It's normal. You see, but to the extent that we cannot see, say, we hear, say, a president, Abidjan public, no complaining, then he's almost at verge of tears. No. You see, I am praying, say, Yura, George Dampare, issues when you na Bekwa, National Security Minister, na Ada, Nyama Bebano, Yabeka said, Ninano, it's not as has been said. So, Kobasa, no crepadia, Papa no, Credi Medini, because we him, Mammy Cassia. Ebra memes account audio no. Metie audio no is over 1 hour. Ewa.
And some people
so metie pa antino omukọ parliament omukọ board about 45 minutes 40 minutes and there about na me say bibiata aka baby. So just say.
Sentina.
Eno achi
omo eba make establishes it be edited.
Baby
or baby. It is not the original audio no.
Fantastic. Enti ase ehwe sa ne mani na yi. So no. Say ebe you say you. There are IGPs who come to office and 1 year, they are gone. 2 years, next month, now we're 2 years, as he was confirmed Inspector General of Police. So I say. And I was one of the people like Brian Bonidin, I recommended. I made a lot of positive speech about him. And partly, people called me and applauded because I looked at his credentials. Yes. At the end of the day, the negative aspect, no anchorophobia can say, so
what will inform the police service among for years money and I say we don't like the style of the IGP, we don't like his leadership way, but we can't approach him because see he has the channel. He at the current year they couldn't come to you to say it is an institution, it's a service. But they want to take his position. And also because the IGP has with me police service no, they are transforming.
Let me tell you something. I condemn it completely. Modona, Alex Manson and Crawford. I condemn it into two.
Okay.
So I say. But I'm looking beyond that because I speak with other senior commissioners in the police. They are all commissioners. And they are also making a lot of cases. And there may be or positives, but the negatives in dominating. And it's
why can't they?
So, very good. That is where it comes in the regimental aspect of the security institution. That is where the challenge is. And Crawford said he could have written to the police council. people who are challenging promotions have written to the police council, and the police council, it didn't work. Now they have to resort to court.
That's what I'm saying. The police council, as they failed, the
police council, I won't say fairly, but I will want to say there should be some kind of changes in the constitution of the police council members. And I want to see part of the reform committee recommender and Kebebwa. Okay. Because they are made up of 10 people. The Attorney General, the Vice President chairs, the IGP, the 2 appointed people by the President, and Ghana Bar Association, and also retired police officers and the junior regional house of chief. So these are the composition of the... but I believe, the mandate should be stretched a bit. The mandate of the police council should be a bit stretched, including appointment of the IGP.
Okay.
Yes. It shouldn't be say you're picking one person and now 2 people not lobby for. No. It should be competitive. At least 3 senior commissioners who qualify.
That will border on constitutional amendment.
Of course, but the constitution says the president can appoint. But the constitution doesn't say he can just pick one person and say I want this. No.
Appoint a consultation.
Exactly, with consultation. The consultation by extension.
President, does he consult?
That is why we are looking at all of the other areas. By extension, the consultation will mean say, okay, I am giving this 3, assignment to this council or this committee. Mon select the topmost 3 commissioners. Mon veti womo. Now, at the end of the day, the police council will recommend one that is the excellent among them. And present
we live in a country. We are living in a country. They will nominate rather.
The constitution
yes. We are living in a country where lobbying is the order of the day.
It is everywhere. Globally, my brother who is international president,
relations, my friends, my contact, and even police name so he deserved to be there. And those things become superior in terms of say competency. For IGP, then some more kind of say, well, even if he has relations with politicians who are supposed to help him get to that level, he deserves or qualify so better me handle that position. And it is a president or a challenge president say, okay, you for the senior most another the top police people be 3, 4 near shortlisting. Near say okay, Drew Hanuma, now you heard the Osafatani and Famana. He who say statistics are every.
Oh, I am because bribe will go out. Police council. So who could bribe vice president and now could bribe one. And the vetting is public. We will do it so that you are not going to sit down now. Will be a
so what will determine what are the criteria? What will determine who and what when?
Oh, say profiling now. Maybe our whole positions. Personal traits, academic credentials. So what I say, now you who say they will to the scale of a so I'll be we say we do our coin bye. And yet about what academic.
So the police council, where the vice president doesn't have any training about security, will come and determine who qualifies to be IGP pair. A credential or a scaling that he's going to use. A very difficult.
Is the president? Is the president?
So that is what I'm saying. Is that the whole thing
let me tell you.
Who doesn't have experience is now experiencing people that they think say you have a paper.
And I am a police for no answer appointed.
So that is why the police council has a challenge. Because we have constitution.
The police council has retired Inspector General of Police on it.
For 10 reforms,
let me tell you, you know I have challenge with what the parliament is doing. Personally, per my technical point of view and expertise.
So attaching her is not a security person, it is the IGP sitting in front of him because he's a politician.
Because not necessarily a member of parliament and a lawyer, so on. But if you're one more in-depth of security issues management and very good.
Yes.
They will handle this issue such that see a put questioner. The question will not be reflecting on going one and becoming No.
And you understand the question directly in relation to security as far as national security is concerned.
That would have been the best thing for us to do. And we could have constituted people, experts to come and do, not necessarily politicians or, police council. But what I say, we can do this. And to me, I'll be very happy, say, at the end of the day, you bring a very credible police institution. You can't have it perfect, but say a more opportunity, say IGP, at least you need to lift the bar. Nobody will speak ill about his Sebia or Nye.
But then he has his weakness.
Or one weaknesses. And the challenge, a war, the style of leadership, so, yes, sometimes you cannot have all the people agree with you. But at the end of the day, let's make sure, say, everybody will be quite okay. And one of the questions, so technically, it is our promotion. About the sender, was a binum atiakam na promotion.
It's not part of it. So why
it's part of the allegation of mismanaging the police institution?
No, but that is not what they are there to investigate.
No,
they are there to investigate the tape.
The tape also speaks about his performance and his management style of the administration, including what is affecting the personnel. So on the city. Promotion is one of the cardinal issues.
We are seeing the Charlotte said type where a faceless person writes a petition to president say making allegation 1, 2, 3, are we not getting there with the security institution?
No, that is far from it. You see, where the accusers in Etihobi or no, they have admitted to it. In fact, shaking hands with them and all of that. And there's no anything like and yes, about to kill matter. You see, public appeal in India, we're very good at that. I can tell you, he is very good at it. Do you know why he's going around the whole country? Greeting chiefs and students and all that.
Because you want to win public sympathy.
The RGP acts like a politician. In my opinion. Do you get the point?
Winning more souls.
And he's trying to do that. But outside gentility, home cry.
Wouldn't say police ni ekoye ebi okobo degree. See okobo degree. Now say okono. I say promoted so okono and give permission and the big number
but we have to take permission. That's the institution as a mrat won't ya then say okono okobo degree.
Institution krono so original so or promote ebi no ahead of our seniors no. I will say due to vacancy any special recommendation. I don't think as a vacancy ni wa. So vacancy ni wa. Na say na jump me junior man be di manim. Na na vacancy krono wan fa mama.
Is it the first person who has done that in the police?
Or say it due to competency challenge. It means they are not competent. Are you saying say someone who has risen from the recruit level abedu ebia ACP level akasobeko DCOP no COP? Are you saying to the public that those people are not competent?
On peut COP for the also. Yes, I.
There is no opportunity na say kono so a man ko you no so enya.
With the concerns and another say, for instance, the committee nankasa krano, there is a challenge because they are not even the right people to say omobeka security wants them. Some of them may not have the technical know-how. Enti near omote parliament wo mo ye no. You bet be aka say ahwa humanity means the results papa bia because menase pobi bet say because they can't ask technical questions, sir answers nanke was a PM security expert in who say o maka o maybe a free bia fe you bet me hu kwa be fa so a you be make recommendation na ya sanitizing security no e bia na ntimi empia the committee because o munni sa intelligence no o mu hunu and then this challenge no ntimi fancy
Nana can say when Madrico see the assembly Steve Napier can Steve Napier raise the issue. Say, we share GFA now and Crawford or Moon Bob, conform Bob Moon name, send the boss or Moon made that GFA no, and no be now.
Because they have clubs,
yes,
more football teams.
Yes, but I couldn't see Steve Napier and San Como Bob to say Pele Mo to say before Moon say
that. Master, yes, I'm commenting.
I mean, it's the same thing. Police in Shemra or mine. Parliament Shemra or mine. Some investigation where by it was triggered by the honorable member for Elembele. You were Emmanuel Amakofiboa. And we see ad hoc committees and say the right honorable speaker AG2 Moshe Omole. But you see, I agree with what my brother is saying, but also ad hoc committee, you know, yesterday they read out their mandates. Whereas Wabra, you were the Dampire lawyer, for example, Jan, sometimes Jan, yes. What was this back and forth? I guess Koso. You were touching a bedroom. So he made a statement. Or say, I can't you were Dampire. He said, so Shedras and Seven Obekam say, border on national security issues. He should say them. Okay. What I say, that you have an opportunity to say those things in camera. Well, and you know, I wanted to flexible. Feel say yes, or me flexible. I mean, yeah, nipa big fears people know, or we free hook a crack. Okay. What I said, and then I said, my mimia, say, Kweku, I say, a internal issue, sir. Tape, say, my internal issue. It is not an internal issue. It is a national security issue. What I say, share. No, I can't say see or Ghana internal issue. It is not an internal issue. Yes, because when you are not your friends, it is as the same way. Anyway, we are done by trans. Do you know what he said? He made a very important statement. Or say, he talks about his parenting. Yeah. Baby, I will free. Ni say. Baby, he has friends. He has families. It is a simple barrier. Any so it is never internal. It affects you. Be a wanting. So any internal. Now I just want to establish it for him to understand internal. Now what can say say a bit about we are media framing. You see, we are saying BBA is about interest. BBA we are saying is about interest. What I say, you have an interest for sitting here. Our interest in theater, more interest. Our interest. Okay. What I said in IRNO, there's something we call the realist theory. In the realist theory, I say human beings are egoistic and they always want to maintain power. What I say, and that power, even if they are dying. Yes, even when they are dying, they still want to maintain power. What I say, perfect example. I'll come to the Takrade guy who is so sick. MPP in our area. MP now. What I say. And he's still holding the power. Still holding the power. He's holding the power. On your commitments, but it is for interest, the larger interest of the party. He's still there. What I say. Into Nano to our only, but for the interest, the larger interest of CTV, you are here. Into President Akufo-Addo, even though the vice president is not a policeman or the president is not a policeman, whatever it is. As I think say IGP can rank for policeman.
There is just appointment. It's
just an appointment. What the highest is the commissioner.
The commissioner of police.
What I said, IGP near rank for police appointment. So what people appoint you it is for interest. It is because of interest. And what is the interest? The interest of breaking the 8. What we are saying, so the
main thing is the breaking the 8.
Yes, it's just about interest.
Because breaking security.
What I said, can an IGP help somebody win an election?
No, police don't help.
Oh, it becomes a little difficult for him. But I say, only by Casa. Well, I mean, yeah, that's because a company said that you trust twice. Yes, in essence, this is what I am saying. What I see, communication a skill. Well, there might be why I say. So,
as an international relations spectrum, you have a security instance. You see what gardening, the good and the bad. A bit mean effect also because I am so happy. Boko Haram for the external forces.
I'm so happy about Miniaka Cindy, and he made a very important point. And this is what we should be looking at. Okay, we should look beyond these 3 people. I say we buy, and
look at the end results.
Yeah, it's not about the end results. How many young people in the police service who are dissatisfied, who are not satisfied, who are not happy with Dampare?
And we don't know.
And that is where the danger is. What does it? So what time for we are okay. But what time for now that's the most dangerous thing. Well, I agree with him, say where you not equals let's look beyond these three people. Yeah, sure, because when you are two officers, I think there is one civilian. What I say, but apart from some women, the younger ones, don't forget say, the elite in the bio, it is the younger ones.
Because for police, if what could say the IGP are court, it means there is a power behind.
What I say, so let's look beyond this too, and I agree perfectly with it. Sir Asare, what he's going on retirement.
Yeah,
Mensa call retirement. What I say, it what I say have to lose. He has to lose. What I say, it no, and na make I say, science same way, and and I'm tempted to believe also say, Dan Parry knew about this thing because as the IGP and now say the head of the
information
you cannot say who name say na name we see koso. You cannot say who name. All the American. I'm tempted to know believe say Onimu be and then sad leakage. But they made the allegation say no leaky or no leaky is tape. So what is the truth behind it? I say you may dive into those allegations. In some potia etata sad manage. And then we can also be informed and make a meaningful discussion or meaningful submissions on these matters. Well, and yeah, same yeah. Mama, you're trying to say, and you see, there's one danger. One danger is that send your tape we are back, and I'm hoping say and because what say and drag, the chairman made it clear say, oh, you better testify, they will protect him. Well, I'm pretty say the younger ones
are even before I will be a make unim so tape you appear. So yes. You have to prepare.
Yes. Mempa maybe say, "Mema ye young ones or more police service team may be a young model. And to some mobile testify."
It bet me happen because our recruitment process itself, it's a talent of its own.
That is what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. Say, I am praying. Say, yen could do hono because if could do as me senior could do as me
because in any way because the remote factors are here can one submit say okay say a COP to Mila a bit too in the police officer
yes
a do baby in your house arrest near the or teaching so do police
yes
because I also think say branding in an police for grievous or more as a pobia a be a woman feels that the council is not satisfying them I politically constituted in now will be one more or good boost more and canasem. And your pilot issues, no.
Let me come in. Police issues are open. And then I start here, like my brother said.
Yes. So there are remote factors. This one is just a trigger.
15 years back, when I was training near, you know, baby, and I'm work, now me serve the senior officers mid level. Certain things I was privy to made me to know, say, I'm sure and yes, we are declared a bedroom review explosion better take place. Officers in the near you know, the eyes, can say
the tip of the ice
that we are seeing. I'm telling you, now I will be so happy, say, a bit my diffuse to know through these ways, now above form, now you are grace over, now you are sorry, engineer pew, now you are building good institution. Like some of the personnel feel said, intimidation. More treatment.
We have
not necessarily that. So no, never because we are human more. Obi we are human pa. Your man interdiction for about 5-10 years. The family, so how are they looking at? Recently, some of them we had to take them to the court before they lifted it
because they think that
unjustifiably. Somebody said he made a statement on just a platform. Yeah, 7 letters say are interdicting because I can't see me for IGP.
Okay.
So that thing should not happen. It should not. We do baby I see democratic policing. Okay, the citizen responsive policing, accountable policing. So you cannot say you want to be accountable to the public and you will not also let the personnel be democratic.
Finally, man, I say me some few minutes now. They are wrapping up. You heard the public confidence because say you hear remove factors, any immediate factors, yeah, anyway, to the extent say you should call parliament. You bet me talking the other angle, say the amount for testifies IGP, no, the style of leadership name one, you're more, yeah, Omunya Quenya, so be Konomako, Cow Mossem. Said the appear can say, we got a test one letter. Only platform, I would be can't grievance here. A paper public is here too for them, what year? A baby too for one day.
I stand for the greater good.
Okay.
And in the interest of Ghana. Makano on different platforms say IGP nye oba office nyoma wa ye nyina and me they are happy about it. Some time ago me say a suspect be the police custody. Yeah, you suspect and say the ne kwa track another suspect. Them ya body too. There was a video police near or the cause a voter region. I think on your accident, there's a whole lot of things. One time I had a call from voter region. The police officer was telling me a lot of things that were going on. So I will not sit here and say the police service but I am looking at it from this point that we have the police council who has a mandate, who have a responsibility. It is a BB cause of police adjumani. Na in year or more said no any day. Is it that they are so useless? Are they useless? Is the vice president useless?
Politically motivated.
Is the attorney general useless? The attorney general is the chief lawyer for the state. What you say? Oversee bigger legal issues. It means bring closure to it. So I don't think these issues are above the competence and the capabilities of these people. We even have regional house of chiefs there. We have the Ghana Bar Association. So I am saying that the reason why I use the word...
none of them is part of the ad hoc committee.
Very good. Now this is an ad hoc committee. It's not a commission of inquiry.
Okay.
If it's a commission of inquiry, their powers are different.
Yeah, okay.
They will have experts to sit in and do the interrogation. And that's more or less like an interrogation. This one is just parliamentary probe into the whole thing. So what I am saying is that the reason why I use the word internal is for us to save the image of the police service. Me who will be as a messy on the fear about social media.
But there is current public confidence. It
is okay fear semuri. Oh, now more the year 2 year. Na afe ye ba aba be kano. Senior be public no would also go along with what has been discussed.
Okay.
And yet we have a lot of institutions. Now only means some institutions are who do.
All right.
But then there are bodies almost say almost manage those kind of things.
Okay.
Me, I have had very serious issues with some department of police. And when you pick out, they tell you that the IGP. So I'm not saying the IGP is perfect. But I'm saying that since my brother said it borders on national security, I would have wished that the police council would have first and can your parliament. Asam Jane Saman here, Asam J. Yanya Penimua
also move first.
Say Yanya Penimua Manan, yes, I'm a non transia and Cansama, and Asam no call Abontain. You saw what Bush and Penny effective. What's a Munko police station? Because a bar, Obetu Toma. What I said, no, I do what you know. Me offer I say no, say, nah, ya can't. But what Bush and Penny,
if you know, you can't carry for no so come.
And me, Momudia,
1 minute.
Yes, I'm back. We say, we have structure of police council now. One more woman in not learning people. So I say, my problem I may work not only with that. Say, who institution muna say who will be even as a CEO any adina. You need to have people almost behind the scenes. You see, we pay people to think for institutions.
Not in Ghana.
Well, that is what I know, and it is working somewhere. That's what I say. To think for
institutions.
Okay.
And you know, and some be no more. We yentimi can not necessarily say police council no or fail, but it could happen. Say it never even came to their notice. And now, a mandate them see a stretching a crane say, how and why is it that say we be call Mutebusu for discussing that? It must pass through only the IGP. Okay, that is challenging. Okay, that is a structure. And to say very good. And to say be fan in some council anymore. Council will not even sit on it.
Bonzo
on it. The reformer, the bit mama structure no, expanding the kakra. Now you're very effective.
All right, me na basese mo baye nana Samuel Nanapia Owusu Executive Director at the Global Intelligence and Security Analyst Center obekan ho emiedi nkoman of Kwekwe Edujemfi political analyst and Matthias Bonzo Ereku Boatin ono so governance and international relations aspects and ono so bekan ho emiedi nkomo anope mpenifo nyina no omo boaye sanse nimdie ya bobre ene adwumu popa emo model boa so ometensen mo man no ye babbo ho sem no etina suye wa wo hwe me anopai e wo fie internet so social media be bibia no aseda kese ene record ya ma wo nkomo no betoa so e wo ye fie ni nyina na se ebehwe ema oman no etima gina na so papa sanse mpani se tientie we no ene botoa me sorry so no ohene wa bo ahene kase atoa so de obramu nsem abra onye fidie ni free ha no me se anopai me am sinkunwa edi dwumadi no besomo wo edin ya meje so en Hajia Bintu Saana medwasi ama munyina emu enehwe